On the record in the matter of the Grove versus Lakia Leak, file number 23-02921 LTE, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Norman Whitty appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Please start your video. Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for a hearing. Parties come to a resolution.
Your Honor, unfortunately, we were unable to reach an agreement on this matter. I think that it's a pretty simple case, but we cannot resolve it.
Okay, and Ms. Leak, you believe you have a lawful reason whereby you have withheld your rent and you still maintain possession of the property?
So like the attorney said, this could be so simple. Like we shouldn't even be here. But yes, to answer your question.
You can proceed.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to call Kathy Berry as a witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? You can have a seat. Okay, state your first and last name, spell both.
Kathy Berry, K-A-T-H-I-B-E-R-R-Y.
You can proceed, Mr. Whitty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Berry, could you describe your relationship with the Grove?
I'm a property manager.
Are you an on-site property manager?
I am.
Are you familiar with the lease agreement between Lakia Leak and the Grove?
I am.
Under the leases are currently $9,613.82 owing.
I believe so, yes.
Are there also court costs of $189.86?
Correct.
Are you seeking a possession judgment today in the amount of $9,803.68?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, has the premises been kept fit for their use as a residential dwelling?
I believe so, yes.
Now, is it your understanding that Ms. Leak is taking the position that she has been unable to pay due to inability to access the tenant portal?
That is what she stated, yes.
And has the plaintiff taken any action in any way to deny her access to the portal?
Absolutely not.
Have you taken any action to provide her with access to the portal?
I have, and it's on, sent several resets to her emails and that group of papers I've given you.
Okay, would it be helpful if you reviewed those documents?
Sure.
I only have one copy of this. I would mark it as Exhibit 1, if I may.
Okay.
May I approach?
Yes.
Handing you with the mark as Exhibit 1. Can you identify that document?
That's a history and notes from this week's.
Is that a business record that the Grove keeps in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
Does the Grove rely on that record in order to maintain its business?
Absolutely.
Is that record reasonably accurate in terms of reporting the interactions between the Grove and the tenant?
Completely accurate.
And are you the custodian of that record?
Yes.
You're going to move for admission of Exhibit 1?
All right, what is the document called again?
It's the transaction history.
Transaction history. Any objection to the transaction history being admitted as an exhibit? That question is for you, Ms. Leak. Ms. Leak, can you hear me?
I can. So I'm not sure what any of that means, to be honest with you.
Okay, so they want to admit an exhibit. The exhibit is transaction history. And my question was, did you have an objection to that being admitted? Objection meaning you don't want it admitted because you believe it violates a evidentiary rule. And typically, because you were supposed to be here in person, the attorney would have to show you what that record was before he gave it to the witness, but you didn't appear, so he can't show it to you.
Gotcha. Okay, I guess no objections, but it's not going to be a transaction history if I haven't been able to pay. So I don't. But,
so that sounds like a dispute to there being a transaction history, not necessarily an objection to this exhibit being outside of the evidentiary rule. So for that purpose, the exhibit is admitted. And then you'll have an opportunity to give your dispute when we call you for your testimony, okay? You can proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Berry, without going through every line of that document in detail, since it's fairly voluminous, can you briefly summarize what it reflects in terms of the communications between you and Ms. Leak and the issue of her ability to pay through the portal?
Our calls log and we have a texting ability as well. So this is the texting of any incoming or outgoing call, text or email with Ms. Leak. We had some emails back and forth. She was going to be late, said no problem. When it was the time for her to pay, she did not. I said I was filing court documents. She then immediately kind of shut down and said she was not able to get on the portal.
Did you? I'm sorry. And what did you do in response to her statement that she could not get on the portal?
There's a reset so that you can completely reset, and it goes to her email.
Did you send her a reset?
I did send her several resets.
How many resets approximately did you send her?
On 7/7, I told her it looks like you were locked out of the system because it'll show us a lock on our end. It appears you have 2 emails on your account. Can you confirm with me which one you would like to use, and I'll remove the other one. Maybe this will help solve the issue. I got nothing back. That was a text message to her.
Were there other attempts to reset the password?
Yes, and it shows that there's no, like, she would have to accept that and set up a password on her end because it's completely secure. And she's stating that she's unable to do that.
If the tenant is unable to set up a portal access, are there alternative ways for the tenant to pay besides through the portal?
We have a cash pay option where she can get a cash pay card that is affiliated with her account and take the monies to Walmart, and it goes immediately on their account.
And how would she go about getting a cash pay card?
I could email her one, but again, I've never been a response of an email since she sent the one stating she was going to be late.
Now, you provided me a copy of a demand for possession and a lease in connection with this case, correct?
Correct.
And were those the documents that we attached to the complaint?
Yes.
And were those true and accurate copies of those documents?
Yes.
Were they kept in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd move admission of the demand for possession and the lease as well at this time.
Any objection to those documents being admitted, Ms. Lee?
No.
Those are the same or that are already in the file that were filed?
Correct.
Okay, they're admitted.
Thank you. No further questions.
Did you have any questions for this witness, Ms. Lee?
I would rather not, Your Honor.
Okay. When was, ma'am, I do have one question. Can you give me the date that you said you received the last email from Ms. Leak again?
Last
Or last communication?
Last email I received, well, there was a text on 6/27. And I was trying to call her. She said she wasn't getting any phone calls. I said, I'm calling the number that we're texting on. That was 6/27 at 1:54 p.m. She had texted me saying that she felt I was aggressive. I texted her at 1:56 and told her all of your calls, texts, and emails are documented on our end as well. And I apologize if she felt I had been aggressive. That was not my intention. That's the last correspondence I've had with her.
On 6/27?
Correct.
Okay. May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Berry. You may be excused.
Your Honor, if I may approach, I'll give the court the cue.
Thank you. Do you have any other witnesses?
I'll rest at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Leak, did you want to give testimony today?
Yeah, I am. So
Wait,
like I
first, let me wait a minute. Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
yes, me.
Okay, you can proceed to, you can put your hand down. You can tell me what you believe is your lawful reason why you have not paid your rent.
Okay, so first of all, I have an escrow. I've had an escrow apply for $1139 of 8. I have $9,185 in escrow right now, and I told them that I would give them. Here you go. This is what I owe. That's $1139 times 8. They want me to pay late fees and court fees when at the end of the day I wasn't paying because and even now, right now, Your Honor, I still can't get on the portal to this day. And I didn't know anything about a cash money payment, whatever it is that she was talking about. That's new. So I tell them, like, I give you this money now. You can have this. It's definitely owed. That's why it's been in escrow. They tell me, no, you need to pay the court fees and we'll waive whatever it is that our attorney said.
Why did you not respond after their last email or text message communication?
I've reached out to every message or email. For one, let me say this. I thought that I was emailing the Josh dude, which is the dude that originally, like, I signed my lease with. Come to find out, he wasn't working there anymore. And I didn't even know that my emails, that they weren't, like, getting my emails. She wasn't replying to them, meaning Kathy. So I didn't know that he wasn't there. So I was talking to nobody, realistically. I reached out to them October, telling them, like, wow, okay, at this point, I'm confused with your apartment complex. Like, do y'all not want to get paid? I can't get on the portal. This isn't because they're a slumlord or because I'm not able to pay my rent. This is me not being able to get on with their access of paying rent. Like, real, Your Honor, right? Then this is just transparency. I could have took my $9,000 and moved out and been on my way, realistically, and would have had to deal with whatever the consequences or however that would have went. But here I am. I'm not running. I definitely do owe rent, which is why I have an escrow. But I'm not paying for late fees and court fees and all, like, and we shouldn't even be here. It was as simple as them getting me into the portal, which, by the way, I still can't get in.
Okay. I have a question about this document because it's not very clear to me. And you can answer from there because you're still under oath. My question is, where can I see where the last, if she reached out to you, like she said in October, would it be on here?
Those little on the side, Miss Your Honor, is a phone, and it'll show that's a text or a phone call. And then she's sent monthly reminders as well to her text. That's sent out by the system, sends that out automatically. So that's what you're seeing a lot of in the end. There's no correspondence back and forth with her and I since the June, like I said.
Okay. Ms. Lee, who were you contacting? Because I don't see anything on this transaction history that reflects you contacting the office.
Whatever the Josh dude was, the Lansing 517 or whatever it was, that's the email address.
You said, who's Josh?
I guess he used to work there. He was in the office when I first moved in, but he doesn't work there anymore. Which I know until the new maintenance dude had told me that a few months back.
So there used to be a Josh that you were communicating with, or did you used to communicate with Miss Berry?
No, I've never spoken to her at all outside of when I got my key. And I take that back because she came across my and she was being rude, and I had to tell her, like, you're being rude. So I haven't spoken to her at all since then.
What do you mean rude? You mean like she was talking aggressively, like you're
Correct.
doing in court today?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so you did communicate with her previously I see her name on your lease agreement. So I'm trying to find out where the Josh comes in and how you communicated with him. Did you text him, email him, or call him?
Email. He's the one that got me, like, you know, my lease. I talked to him when I went and synced the place. Like, I was communicating with him up until.
And you emailed him to say you couldn't pay your rent on the portal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have those emails? I want to see them, and I also want to see proof of your escrow.
Is there somewhere that I'm supposed to send it, upload it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, you seen it with yourself at court, where we all are.
Ooh, Judge Simmons.
That's how that works. That's why I order these in person, because you got to give me evidence.
I was on your thing this morning. They told me to come back at 2. I don't know how I didn't. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know why you were here this morning. The note here from January 10th said you were always supposed to be here at 2. So I don't know why you came this morning.
I don't either. I thought I was supposed to have been there at 8. I was excited to be there.
Okay. Maybe you got confused by January 10th. I don't know what it was, but you got to appear in person because I can't see your evidence through the screen. So right. I'm going to adjourn this and continue this. You need to bring me proof that you were communicating, or at least you thought you were communicating with someone named Josh that worked at this company, and then that you have escrowed the past due amount rent in full.
Absolutely.
Do you have a new date?
January 31st at 2:45.
January 31st at 2:45 in person with your exhibits, okay? Not on your phone.
You said the 31st?
January 31st.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any additional matters on this file today?
Nothing. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set, ma'am. We'll see you on the 31st in person.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.